Hey friends, welcome to Monday Live at 5. Good to be with you. I was thinking about how when we started this and started these Facebook Lives, it was when we were talking as a church about how do we stay connected with folks during this shelter-in-place time, and we were thinking, because we might be. It's possible we won't even be able to have Easter together. And Easter was April 12th. Now May 12th has come and gone, and June 12th, and July 12th was yesterday. So we've been doing this for a while, and one of the things I realized is that I guess it might have been a smart idea to keep a record of what hymns, what songs I played. But that's really not like me. And even if I had known the whole thing was going to last 5 months, I don't know if, or more than, it's going to last more than that. Anyway, all of which is a long way of saying I'm pretty sure I've played at least one of these songs at least once before, but as you know, I never play the same song the same way twice, so what I've been thinking about today is I took a really nice walk this afternoon, and sat outside this morning to drink coffee with the dogs. I'm dog sitting, and just thinking about just the wonder of creation, and we're in the middle of a craziest times I've ever seen, and certainly not very optimistic times from one perspective, but from another perspective, somehow we've managed to stay connected, and we've lost people along the way, and we'll lose more people for sure. But we are connected to each other, and we're connected to God and to God's creation. So today I'm going to play a few songs that have to do with creation. First one is going to sound like something else. It's going to sound like Oh Danny Boy, or Londonderry Air if you prefer that. Not Londonderry, but Londonderry Air. But the amazing hymn writer Shirley Elena Murray who passed away earlier this year. She was a prolific hymn writer from New Zealand, and she wrote these words that are set to that tune. And I just want to start out by reading these words. Creation sings, and we are in the music, the movement of God's energy and art, a liturgy that links our life to angels, a litany that rises from the heart. The Spirit sings through love and lamentation, from Pentecost to joy of Easter Day. The universe is resonant with music. The smallest creature dances to its play. Creation groans at our discordant clashing. The Spirit comes with music as our friend to bring the harmony of peace and beauty, to teach the textures of the way to blend. O God, you draw the melody from silence. You make of us the instruments of song. We offer thanks in worship and in wonder that such a gift to human souls belong. So that's the first thing I'm going to play. The second one is This is my Father's world, but I would encourage you to not only think of Father, but maybe think of Mother and think of Creator, Parent. And then the last one is called God of Wonders. So enjoy this meditation on creation. hope the rest of your Monday is good. And the days between now and Wednesday when we do this again, hope you get a few minutes to just bask in the wonder of creation, because it's all around us. So be safe. See you on Wednesday. Bye.